The IEC 60364 standard divides the earthing systems into three categories: TT, IT, and TN. IEC develops international standards for all electrical, electronic, and associated technologies and is the leading international organization in its field. IEC 60364 is the apex-level publication that informs the standards for LV electrical installations. In this sort of earthing system, the connection to the supply source is connected directly to the earth, and the load end or installation metalwork is also directly connected. As a result, in the case of an overhead line, the earth's mass will serve as the line's return path. Because the power distributor only offers the supply neutral or protective conductor for the connection to the consumer, the neutral and earthing conductors must be separated during the installation. TT system. What it means: in a TT Terra system, the neutral of the supply transformer is directly connected to earth at the source, and critically the exposed conductive parts like metallic casings and equipment enclosures at the consumer's installation have their own independent, local earth electrodes. How it works: this independent consumer earth means that if a fault occurs, for example, a phase-to-earth fault, the fault current is directed to the local earth electrode rather than traveling back via the supply network. Because the earthing system on the consumer side isn't shared with the utility system, protective devices, often residual current devices, or RCDs, are required to detect even small fault currents and isolate the circuit to enhance safety. Key considerations: the TT system is appreciated for its immunity to certain types of interference that might arise from the utility's earthing system, but it demands careful attention to earth electrode resistance and robust fault protection at the consumer premises. IT system. What it means: IT stands for isolated Terra. In an IT system, the supply's neutral is either not connected to earth at all or is connected via a high impedance. How it works: because the neutral is isolated or only weakly tied to earth, a single fault such as a phase coming into contact with an exposed conductive part usually doesn't generate a large fault current, thereby allowing the installation to continue operating without immediate disconnection. The equipment's exposed conductive parts, however, are still connected to earth through local electrodes to prevent dangerous touch voltages. Key considerations: the strength of an IT system is in its continuity of service, particularly valued in environments where a momentary shutdown would be problematic, e.g., hospitals or power generation plants. However, this same feature means double faults need to be identified and cleared quickly to prevent hazardous conditions. TN system. In a TN Terra neutral system, one point of the transformer, often the star point, is directly earthed at the source and serves as the neutral. The exposed conductive parts at the consumer side are connected directly to this earth via the neutral conductor.